Hello, welcome to Solent Sports News. I'm Callum Bates and welcome to the programme. The International Football Association Board are set to introduce blue cards for football sin bins. Referees will have the power to send players off for 10 minutes for dissent or cynical fouls. The FA will consider trialling sin bins in the FA Cup and Women's FA Cup next season. Informed Southampton take on relegation strugglers Huddersfield Town tomorrow at 3 p.m. Saints could stretch their unbeaten run to 25 matches in all competitions against the Terriers. Southampton manager Russell Martin hopes the run will count for something significant at the end of the season.
The staff and for the supporters, it'll be an amazing achievement. But I will maintain what I said all the way along. It'll be a really brilliant, honestly, to have that long unbeaten at any level, especially when the club hasn't done it before ever, is incredible.
That's the view of the manager. Let's go to our reporter, Liam Harding, who is at St Mary's Stadium and has a preview for us.
Southampton will be playing here tomorrow in the Championship against Huddersfield Town, where they had the chance to extend their unbeaten record to 24 matches. Last time out away, they drew 1-0 against the Terriers. However, in the week here, they beat Watford 3-0 in their FA Cup fourth round replay, with Sakumara in prime form, scoring 2 goals. Now they'll face Liverpool away up at Anfield in the 5th round. However, this isn't the biggest excitement leading into tomorrow's match. Fortunately now for fans, they can get good phone signal as the club has introduced Wi-Fi for them so that people can check the scores, you name it here. That's all from St Mary's. My name's Liam Harding. Thank you.
Thanks, Liam. Let's move on to the Premier League now. Manchester City are at home to Everton tomorrow lunchtime, while there is a London derby on Sunday as Arsenal travel to West Ham. Ollie Howard's been looking at the best of the action.
Liverpool host Burnley tomorrow in the Premier League as Jurgen Klopp's side aim to bounce back following their 3-1 defeat away to Arsenal, only the Reds' second loss this season. The German confirmed that his side will be without key midfielders Thiago Alcantara and Dominik Szoboszlai.
It's a muscle issue. We don't know the extent yet. Dom is running outside in the moment in the winter rain, and yeah, it's not ready for tomorrow, of course.
After losing 4-2 at home to Wolves, Chelsea are also looking to get back to winning ways in the Premier League against Crystal Palace. Manager Mauricio Pochettino was encouraged by his team's 3-1 away win at Aston Villa in the FA Cup.
And the difference, I think the performance was really good, and I think we really feel good because I think we realized that we need to compete in different way. I think the way that we compete the Aston Villa game was in the way that we need to approach the games, in the game that we need to, feel that we can perform in this way.
Gareth Southgate's England team has been drawn in the same National League group as the Republic of Ireland. The Three Lions faced the boys in green in November 2020, when Harry Maguire, Jadon Sancho and Dominic Calvert-Lewin all scored in 3-0 win behind the closed doors at Wembley. Our correspondent Rhys Barrett is in Poland for us now to find out the view from Europe. Rhys?
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, I'm here in mainland Poland at the moment for the esports event IEM Katowice. It's crazy busy here. There's a massive vibe. Poland, though, they're in A. They're in Nations League A, and England are not for the first time ever. They've dropped down to Tier B, where they'll play Republic of Ireland for the first time competitively since 1991. Finland and Greece in the group as well for England. It's a different vibe considering they were runners-up in the Euros. They had a good run at the World Cup. Now they're playing in the second division of the Nations League. Not something we would have seen coming for sure, but Poland above them in Group B for Division A. So lots for England to work on, especially with this draw. It's going to be some new teams to play against. A team like Ireland, who they haven't played for at least 24 years. It's going to be a different fixture. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it.
Red Bull Formula One boss Christian Horner is facing an internal hearing today. A complaint about inappropriate behaviour was made against the 50-year-old, and Horner...
Well, the reason that Oracle Red Bull Racing has chosen to partner with Bybit is quite simply
they entered the sport in 2005. A rivalry will be renewed at Twickenham this weekend as England host Wales in the Six Nations. England international Manuel Welboso was born in Cardiff and will come up against his home nation. His head coach Steve Borthwick praised his professionalism ahead of the match.
I thought he came on last weekend in the few minutes, the last 10 minutes of the game. I thought he did really well in that time. And he has been incredibly such a calm, composed, mature character.
Ticket prices in England have significantly increased over the years. Some would say that it's become more of a middle-class sport. Sholing Football Club have bucked the trend and let everyone in for free this week. Charlie Clayton has the story.
Over the last 30 years, the cost of going to watch a football match has increased dramatically. The average price to walk through the turnstiles in England is between £40 and £55. So we went down to Sholing FC to see what the cost of going to your local non-league team is. An adult ticket costs £12 to enter the Imperial Home Stadium. This price is acceptable according to Will, who is a member of Sholing's media team.
Yeah, I think it's fair. Bear in mind, the non-league clubs are run on the profit of and the ticket prices. So I think, paying your shares, helping the club go forward, and I mean, it's football at the end of the day, so I don't mind it.
Between all levels of football, the price of the ticket varies, as stated by the owner of Waterman Hersham, Tej.
I'd say it varies. You've got all the way from step 6 up to step 1. I think at step 1 level, National League, it can get quite steep. 20 to £22 for adults at some games, whereas step 6 is like £6-7 quid. It really depends what you're after and who you're with. Are you bringing kids, family, friends, etc.? But I'd say it's far more fair than the pricing at Premier League level, that's for sure.
The cost of food is also reasonable, so with that, it would be foolish not to try for ourselves. And with that, we were game ready. Sholing came into the game coming off a 0-0 draw with Beaconsfield last Saturday. Goalkeeper Ryan Gosley kept his 155th clean sheet for the Boatmen and was called into action in the early stages of the game. But his hard work was to be undone, as Trey Cook bundled in a deflected shot to put the visitors into the lead.
That's 1-0 Walton Hersham, and the Swans take the lead. Cookapire on the 33rd minute. Maybe the luckiest goal he'll get of his career, but that's 1-0.
In the second half, it got worse for Sholing when George Milner-Smith was shown a straight red card and conceding a penalty. Eddie Simon then crashed the ball against the crossbar, giving Sholing a lifeline. However, they were unable to find an opening, and the Swans took all 3 points back to Surrey. Charlie Clayton, Solent Sports News.
So Rare is a fantasy sport cryptocurrency-based video game. It's played by millions of people around the world. Users compete against each other for real money. The game has recently seen a huge update which could benefit a lot of players. Ollie Howard explains how it could take over our traditional fantasy football.
We all know the stress of making fantasy Premier League transfers each week. Who should I captain? Should I bring in Salah or Haaland? When should I use my wildcard chip? But all we're really playing for at the end of the day is pride and bragging rights. What if I told you that there was a very similar model to FPL, except you can win real money twice a week? The scoring system is far more in-depth and you can win real-world experiences. Meet So Rare. So Rare has taken the fantasy football world by storm in the last couple of years and is the closest competitor to Fantasy Premier League. The user base is a quarter of FPL's at 3 million, but ambitious crossovers and massive social media coverage looks to be pointing in the right direction. Fiago is an affiliate of So Rare. He has millions of followers and subscribers combined across TikTok, YouTube and Instagram, and has faith that the company can grow following its scheduled update in August 2024. The biggest change to the platform to date.
With all the licenses that Sorare have now, with all the rights and all the big leagues are basically with Sorare, some even exclusively with Sorare. It's actually most of them are exclusively with Sorare for that digital trading card license, what it is. So I think unless Sorare make huge mistakes and basically lose a lot of rights, I don't see a way for any other game to get even remotely as big as Sorare. And for a reason, they've been doing well.
Whilst the 22-year-old recognises that So Rare have been making positive steps, he also accepts that overtaking FPL as a product will be extremely difficult.
I think that's the way to go if they want to get that mainstream user base in as well. Start with a free-to-play thing. Because if you immediately have to spend money, then it's not going to be as mainstream as FPL, where you don't have to spend anything. Because most people don't want to do that. Most people just want to play a fun fantasy football game.
Local football fan Harry Nichols has also hopped on the So Rare hype train, noticing the trend during the Qatar World Cup.
Yeah, I think it was a mix of the World Cup and my close friends playing it sort of encouraged me to get into it during the World Cup big event. Really helped. I think there's definitely different aspects of it which are better. I think the players, like their actual attributes in a game is much more like in depth, whereas FPL it's just goals, assists, clean sheet. You get much more in depth stats and makes you want to enjoy the game more.
The biggest game of the season in the NFL takes place this weekend at the All Giant Stadium in Las Vegas. The Kansas City Chiefs are looking to defend their Super Bowl crown as they face off against the San Francisco's 49ers in Sin City. The two sides met at the same stage 4 years ago, where the Chiefs won 31-20. Jack Bunklock has our preview.
This is Madden 24, an American football video game that has spiked in popularity over the last year. The Super Bowl is back for the 58th time as Kansas City Chiefs take on the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm sort of leaning towards 49ers because I think they've got a better overall team. But I mean, Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl, he just does what he does. So football with the boys, to be fair, I think it's you do stuff like that with them, and I think it really does create that bond. Obviously, you got like the other entertainment that you don't usually have. You got the halftime show and all of this, but no, I'm definitely excited to watch some football. Some big hits.
Pubs and sports bars will extend their hours on Sunday and will be open until the early hours of Monday morning to show the spectacle. One in particular, Scholars Arms. Team leader James Carter says he can't wait for the event as they're expecting a big crowd and a busy atmosphere.
Quite a few bookings, 50, 60 people at the moment. We're also taking walk-ins, and if you come in with a jersey on, you'll be able to get a free pint. So really looking forward to it. Going to be a good vibe, going to have lots of people here, and we'll be open late for the whole of the Super Bowl. Me personally, I'm looking forward to lots of people coming in. I'm going to be working, so I'll be able to enjoy watching American football and also having lots of people to talk to about it. I think it'll be a good vibe. We've got lots of good drinks on display. We're going to be also serving some American-style food from the kitchen, so we'll be able to try to get into like the mood of actually being at the Super Bowl. So it should be good.
Our next destination, Sharkies. Although they won't be open throughout the night, assistant manager James Walters said it's more of the build-up and atmosphere to be looking forward to.
We're going to be building up, having kind of the type of music you'd expect on, having full commentary on, blasting everywhere. I mean, as you can see, we've got hundreds of TVs around, so no matter where anyone's at, you'll be able to have a look, be able to watch it, just kind of get the proper vibe as if you were in an arena. If it's going to be busy for Super Bowl, I don't want to come watch it. We've still got our pool tables on a Sunday as well. Table tennis is free. We've got all sorts for people, for whether you like sports, whether you're not big on it, anywhere in between. We've got something for everyone.
No matter your experience with American football, Sunday night is a winning shot.
For more, let's cross live to Dan Baverstock, who's in Southampton City Centre. Dan, tell us a bit more about the big game.
Yeah, hi Callum. As you can see, I'm behind the Guildhall in the heart of Southampton. We've got the Kansas City Chiefs against the San Francisco 49ers on Sunday in Las Vegas for the 58th Super Bowl of this competition. I'm here with Solent Red Hawks, Max Collette. Max, how do you think the game's going to go? Let's say if you're not an NFL fan or an American football fan, how do you think the game's going to go?
I think it's going to be quite close. Both teams are very, very good. So it's tricky to tell who's going to win, but I think if you're not a fan of the NFL already, I think do a little bit of research. But I think come to speak to people who know about the game and they can teach you about it. But it's really interesting once you learn them a few basic rules. You can pick it up really quickly, and it's really, really fun. So yeah, I think it's going to be a really close game, but it should be good.
Yeah, as you could tell from our package, the pubs and sports bars are going to be packed. But what do you think this sort of brand of, obviously in America it's huge, but over here in the UK it's kind of a shadow sport, like compared to football, rugby, and tennis. So what do you think the buzz and the atmosphere is going to be around the city?
I think it's going to be bigger than usual. I think, the Super Bowl's growing a lot more in other countries. Obviously, America's, the biggest, the best. They try and do everything like that. But I think over here, flag football for something, it's growing in this country massively, and so is American football. Obviously, I play at university, so I know it quite a lot. But it's growing more and more. They're showing more games, more of the UK games, because the UK team's getting better. The national team, that is, we're getting better, so naturally it's going to be streamed more. So it's getting more popular, and I think this Super Bowl is going to be probably the most streamed one so far.
Yeah, perfect. Well, thanks for joining me here. The game is in Las Vegas on Sunday evening. Thank you. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Dan. Enjoy the game. That's all we've got time for today. We'll be back next Friday, and you can keep up to date on our website, solentsportsnews.com. Have a good evening.